Hello and welcome to the program. I am Mark Ali and thank you for joining me. The Mapex Training Institute has officially been granted a 5-year registration by the Department of Higher Education, Research, Science and Technology through the National Higher and Technical Education Board. This announcement, marking a significant milestone for the institution, was made during a press conference held at Mapex Training Institute headquarters last week. Dr. Solomon Awilli, the board chairman of Mapex, delivered the opening remarks during the press conference.
On behalf of Mapex Training Institute, board and management, I want to thank you all for taking time to turn up for this media conference. We want to take this opportunity on behalf of the board and management to thank the regulator of the higher education sector, the board of National Higher Education Technical, as well as the Ministry and the Department of Research, Science and Technology for having confidence in a private training provider to now be part of the higher education sector, to continue to provide higher education programs in the country.
The 5-year registration approval means that Mapex is now officially recognized as a private higher education institution. The institution, which has been operating for 20 years, will now offer a range of academic programs under the National Online Selection System, enabling students to apply for these programs in the upcoming academic year.
We have 6 programs that will go online for students to bid for when the National Online Selection opens within the next few weeks. And those programs include certificate and diploma courses in Information Communication Technology. Number 2, Business Management Program. Number 3, Tourism and Hospitality Management Programs. Accounting programs. Accounting programs will allow us 2 divisions, Diploma in Accounting and Diploma in Banking and Finance. We will make these programs available for the media to have a look. But another second important program that Mapex Training Institute to continue to provide, is the TVAT program, Technical Vocational Education Training Program. That is an important area that the country needs. These are programs to do with technical areas such as excavator operators, semi-trailer operators, backhoes. This equipment are not manufactured in Papua New Guinea. These are manufactured overseas, and these are global skill sets that are required anywhere in the world.
Mapex has also received approval for a strategic plan that includes the development of a campus in Port Moresby in the coming years, with the goal of eventually becoming a private university. Dr. Awilli emphasized the institution's long-term vision to provide high-quality academic and technical education to meet the growing demands of Papua New Guinea workforce.
The board has also approved plans for student access programs overseas. We have already sent a few of our former students to study in Australia under an MOU that we will soon sign with a college in Brisbane called American College Brisbane. These are pathways that we want to open up so many Papua New Guineans can have access, both here and abroad. Finally, if it was not for the effort of someone who had this vision in his heart and mind, this nation would not have produced a national asset of an institution of this caliber and standing. And I want to thank the owner and Managing Director and CEO, Mr. Marcus Palem Kara, who is currently the CEO and Managing Director, for his foresight to start this, plan this so many years ago, 20 years. And now in 20 years, you are celebrating this occasion with the status of private higher education institute in the country.
With this new registration, Mapex Training Institute is set to play a significant role in the country's education system, offering both academic and technical programs that will help address the nation's skills gap and prepare students for the global workforce. Dr. Awilli concluded by thanking the government, the board and the staff for their support in reaching this milestone and expressed excitement for what lies ahead. Mapex is poised for growth, and as the institution continues to build on its foundation, it will provide more opportunities for students across the country. The Deputy Board Chairman of Mapex Training Institute, Professor Leo Marai, also made his remarks during the press conference, highlighting the institution's remarkable progress and its vision for the future.
It's been a while, and it's a nationally owned asset. This particular institution, which was initially started by Mr. Marcus Kara, and now we are celebrating an important occasion. Now, specifically, I want to touch on the core business of this particular great institution as it looks forward into the future, into becoming a fully fledged university, maybe in the next 15, 20 years as we go along.
The Mapex Training Institute offers a wide range of programs from degree courses to diplomas and certificates. In fact, there are currently 23 programs offered, spanning 5 key divisions, including ICT, tourism, business management, human resources, and accounting.
Now, the program is developing very fast, and especially the teachers in the school, they have been a valuable asset in terms of teaching our programs. As Chairman has said earlier, we've got about 5 degree certificate program for academic program, apart from the TVET, the 2 segment. On the degree and certificate, diploma and certificate program, we have about 23 programs. They come under those 5 different strands, or let's say divisions that the Chairman has mentioned. One of them is first the Information Communication Technology Division. The second one is Tourism and Hospitality Management Division. The third one is Human Resource Management Division. The fourth one is Business Management Division. And the fifth one is the Accounting Division. And out of this whole program, we have a total of 23 programs. That's quite a lot of programs, and we are now going into associate programs, which we may take 3 years to complete for a degree. And that may eventually start the coming year and so forth.
As Mapex looks ahead, Professor Mara emphasized the importance of government support, particularly in providing scholarships for students who may otherwise miss out on higher education opportunities. With government funding now available through scholarship schemes, many students will gain access to education at Mapex.
I'm glad that the government has given us this status registration to move on in that direction. And students can now get access to funding from the government. You see, over the years, it's been themselves providing the fees from the parents and so on, but we are struggling. So at this time, it's great now that the government will help fund Mapex through the scholarship schemes that the government is offering. And this registration will enable our students who apply to online, they can be access to some of those funding through help and etc. I guess and so on. So I'm glad that the government has given a recognition to Mapex after so many years. And it's been a work, and these sort of things takes a lot of hard work. As I've stated earlier, it means commitment from the staff and the board. As we sit here and we sit in meetings and we try to see. And over the last 2 years, we put in a board, and we are happy that we can see now the progress, the outcome. And that's one of the requirements to have a board, and we have a board in the last 3 years. We've been functioning, and we've been making decisions which are valid, so we can, ensure that our students are taken into, because the space is very limited out in the public institutions. As I come from the University of Papua New Guinea, I know there are many students who want to come in. They've got a GPA requirement, but they're not getting into the programs because there's no space limitations, and it's across the country. So Mapex has opened that avenue, and now to make it better, the government can be able to aid our students who missed out on the public institutions when they have the GPA requirements. And I think I'm glad that the Marape and Rosso government has now increased the budget for education sector for the next year budget. In the last night they passed the budget, and that is very good. That it means that a lot of money will be in the sector, and scholarships can be given to students. And sectors like Mapex, they are nationally owned, and the government should support it, and they are doing that. And I'm glad that we are going that path and looking for the future. So we must grow more institutions in the country, so our students are feed into those institutions. Now, as you know, the growing population of our country we are one of the highest producing nations in Southeast Asia in terms of number of babies born every year, 3.6% per annum. That's a lot. Our population is growing very rapidly. Youth bulge is coming up, and some of those youths, they have the qualification to go into institutions. And Mapex, institutions like Mapex, they provided avenue, and they created the space. And I think Marape Rosso government is looking at SMEs and all this. And these are sort of small institutions that will grow when we need to feed them with technical skills and also academic skills of our students. And from the university angle, I'm glad that Mapex is taking some load off from us. So we are feeding into and thank you government for recognizing Mapex that it can offer academic programs and also given the certificate, registration to be able to access government funds.
The government's commitment to boosting the education sector, including increased funding for institutions like Mapex, is also seen as a positive step forward, addressing the growing demand for skilled professionals across various industries. Professor Marai concluded by acknowledging the hard work and dedication of the Mapex staff, ensuring that the institution met all quality standards required for this national recognition. The board chairman of Mapex Training Institute, Dr. Solomon Awilli, further elaborated on the institution's further plans and its unique role in the education sector. He highlighted the separation of Mapex from PNG Education Commission, emphasizing the institution's dual focus on both technical and academic programs. This structure, he explained, sets Mapex apart from other private education institutions in the country.
As the deputy chairman has said, Mapex is separated from the PAC, meaning there's a competition in the higher education sector. We are separated from the PAC because we are offering two programs and ours within the same institution. That is the TVET training, technical vocational education training, as well as the academic programs that we are offering. In the long run, the board would continue to maintain the structure. Also, we're looking at developing university for the academic programs and also looking at the branch that will continue to deliver technical vocational training. At the moment, the registration covers both. We will go down the pathway as soon as we start work on the establishment of the university campus for Mapex Training Institute and Port Moresby starting next year onwards.
Dr. Awilli emphasized that while the institution is currently focused on providing education in both fields, the long-term goal is to establish a university campus for Mapex Training Institute in the coming years. The focus on both academic and technical education aims to address the country's growing need for skilled labor.
Many in the social media definitely have been making comments saying that many graduates are coming out of both public higher education institutions as well as private higher education institutions such as Mapex, and where are your jobs? Let me say this. In the literature, there's a principle called Say's law, which says that if you can create the demand, if you can create the supply, demand will automatically be created. Demand will automatically be created when we start to produce people with technical skills such as carpenters, plumbers, forklift drivers, licensed PV drivers. There's going to be more positive socioeconomic impacts to our country. So let us not be narcissistic about the way the higher education sector is progressing, but let us all think positive and talk positive and support the government, support our regulators, where we can support our Papua New Guineans so that they can have access to training opportunities like what Mapex is providing.
Dr. Awilli also adds the media and the public to focus on the positive impact that technical and vocational training can have on Papua New Guinea's socio-economic development. He assured the public that as Mapex continues to engage with industry partners, the job opportunities for its graduates will grow. The Chief Executive Director for the Mapex Training Institute, Mr. Palem Kara, shared his thoughts on the institution's journey and its recent achievement of receiving full registration from the Department of Higher Education. Speaking during the press conference, Mr. Kara reflected on the growth of Mapex, which started in 2004 as a small training provider under the National Training Council. Over the years, the institute has expanded its operation and impact across Papua New Guinea.
Initially, we started in 2004 as a small training institute under the National Training Council. And, we have been providing training and consultancy services all around the country. And it based on the demand, like project planning, proposal writing skills courses, and small business management courses as well. So we train those people in the public sector and also private sector who wish to, start their own business or write the proposals and so forth. So then demand come to, in 2015, school leavers, they ask us to place over full-time programs so that, they can come and attend. So even parents, they request too, so we decided to engage some of these board members here, they were at the university, so we engaged them to write books on the accounting and other academic programs as well. Yeah, course books. So they actually help us. We have, written the program, send it to National Training Council, National Training approved, and we started over the courses. So that is the pathway that Mapex came through.
Mr. Kara highlighted that by 2017, Mapex applied for registration with the Department of Higher Education, and after a series of audits, the institution was granted full registration in November 2024. This milestone marks a proud moment for the institute, which has been providing educational services across the country for the last 2 decades.
We are not only based in Mosby, but we established 16 campuses so far, and currently they are operational in the country. So we covered how many provinces? 16 provinces, and also we have 6 offices all around. And students are having easy access, because if they want to come to Mosby, our offices are there, our campuses are there. They've got an application form to fill, and then they get an acceptance letter. They apply it here, or they wish to attend at their own provinces, our trainers and everyone there. So, we did not wait for the government to give us such recognition, but we had, use our energy, use our potential, use our willpower. We move, the services, training services to the doorstep of the people, where the majority are. So most of people, the majority are in the rural area. So we went to the rural area and delivered the training. And then, it's the Lord's decision, see how potential we can, that we deliver the services. So, we went through the process, and we got the registration at last.
Looking forward, Mr. Kara outlined Mapex plans to continue growing and meeting the educational needs of Papua New Guinea. The institute is set to introduce new academic programs and extend its reach to more regions.
So, these campuses will be offering the technical programs, and in Mosby we will offer the academic programs, and our academic programs will be submitted by Monday, and the students who wish to apply for online or wish to come to get an application form, we are open now. So we are here to give what we can for the country. Yeah. So the government is coming up with the policies, but we as agents or private sectors and government sector, we have to enforce and implement what the government is intent to achieve. So in the education sector, we are there to support anything that we can deliver. So we are grateful, and we are looking forward to meet the challenges ahead.
Mr. Kara expressed his confidence in Mapex's future as it moves forward with its mission to provide high-quality education and contribute to the country's economic development. The institute is now set to welcome students into its expanded programs starting next year. Well, listeners, to conclude, Mapex Training Institute's registration marks a significant step in its journey, positioning it as a key player in Papua New Guinea's education sector. With plans for expansion, new programs, and increased government support, the institution is set to continue playing a vital role in addressing the country's educational and workforce development needs. Its future is poised for growth, with a commitment to provide accessible and quality education across the nation. That's all we have for today. I am Ali, and goodbye for now.